Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Spectrum of Chemistry. Today we are going to learn how to predict the period and group number of an element. We will also learn how to write electronic configuration of elements of periodic table with some memorizing techniques. This lecture is important because some of the questions have been asked in many of the competitive exam question papers in the section of general chemistry. Let's start. Now we will discuss how to predict the period and group number of an element. For this you have to remember these numbers: 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32, 32. We have already discussed these numbers in our previous lecture, and these are the period numbers or the principal quantum number. If we add these numbers of electrons, then we will get the noble gas configuration. So 2 plus 8 we will get 10, 10 plus 8 18, 18 plus 18 36, 36 plus 18 54, 54 plus 32 86, and 86 plus 32 118. So these are the noble gas configuration. While we are predicting the period and group number, we must remember 2-3 things. If the atomic number is less than 18, then the group number follow old pattern, and more than 18 it follows according to the modern periodic table. If the atomic number is more than this 5789, you can remember these two numbers 5789. Then you have to subtract additionally 14 number, because 4 and 5F series of elements which are kept outside the periodic table and no group numbers are assigned to those 14 elements. Therefore we will subtract additionally 14 number from the group number which we are going to calculate over here. Let us have an example. Oxygen 8, which is less than 18. So while we are predicting the period and group number, so P is, this 8 is more than 2 and less than this 10, so it lies in the second period. The group number is atomic number minus the last noble gas configuration, which is 2, so 6. So it belongs to sixth group. So according to the old method, we applied over here G minus 10. So group number minus 10. So here this 16 is also known as sixth group. So sixth group. If I just want to predict the electronic configuration of this, say, vanadium 23, then the period for this will be equal to, because this 23 is more than 18 and less than 36, so it will lie in fourth period, and the group number will be equal to atomic number minus last noble gas configuration, which is 18. So here we will have group number fifth. Now we will take example of this tungsten 74. So for tungsten 74, say this is more than this 54 and less than this 86, so it belongs to sixth period. Now the group number is 74 minus last noble gas configuration, which is 54. So according to this we will get here 20. So 20 cannot be the group number, because here in this case this is more than this 57, and therefore we need to subtract 14 from this group number additionally, so that we will get the actual group number for this, that is sixth group. So here is sixth period for this tungsten, and sixth is the group number. I hope you understand how to predict the period and group number for any of the element. You can try by yourself for any of the element. Now we will learn how to write the electronic configuration of any of the element of this periodic table. So for this, what we have to remember? We have to remember this trick which we have discussed in our last lecture. So here this is 1s, 2p, 3d, 4f, and this p is followed by s, d is followed by p and s, f is followed by dps. Now repeat the pattern. So s, ps, dps and fdps again. The important thing which one must remember over here, the numbers assigned to these orbitals in this first column will followed by the other numbers. So here this is 1s, so the next s will have the next numeric value, that is 2s, and follow the same pattern: 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 2p followed by 3p, 4p, 5p, 6p, 7p. Similarly 3d is followed by 4d, 5d, 6d, and 4f is followed by 5f. And the next thing which one must remember, the number of maximum electrons that can be accommodated in this sp, d and f orbitals, that are 2, 6, 10 and 14. This can be calculated by the formula 2, 2l plus 1, where L is the azimuthal quantum number, and the value for L is 0 for S, 1 for P, 2 for D and 3 for F. So you can calculate the maximum number of electrons accommodated by these orbitals. Let us have an example of sodium 11. Sodium 11 atomic number. So the electronic configuration for this sodium is followed energy order 1s2, 2s2. You always remember comma over here: 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. So this is the electronic configuration for sodium atom. Here the last electron enters into the third shell. Here this is principal quantum number, so this is third shell. This shell is known as outermost shell or the valence shell. The shell which is inside this outermost shell is known as penultimate shell. Let us understand this by the picture. Here this is the atomic model for sodium atom, and it is having three different shells corresponding to the principal quantum number n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2 and n is equal to 3, which are designated by Bohr as Kl and m. The last electron enters the third shell, and this shell is known as outermost shell or the valence shell, and the shell which is inside this outermost shell, that is n minus 1. Here n is 3, 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. This shell is known as penultimate shell, and the shell which is inside this penultimate shell, that is known as anti-penultimate shell. So these are the terminology which is useful while you are reading your textbooks. Now we will have another example. Say, I'll just want to write the electronic configuration for this sulfur. So for sulfur 16, the electronic configuration will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p4. So this is the electronic configuration of sulfur, and the outermost shell for the sulfur is third. So this is known as outermost shell or the valence shell, and the second shell is known as penultimate shell. This first shell is known as anti-penultimate shell. Here in both the cases, that is in sodium or sulfur, the last electron enters into the s orbital and p orbital. So corresponding to this, the elements of periodic table have been categorized as s block elements, p block elements, d block elements and f block elements. In this way, one can write the outer shell electronic configuration for this sp, d and f block elements. So while writing the outermost shell electronic configuration for these sp, d and f block elements, if we are writing for s, then the s orbital will range from minimum to maximum number, that is it can accommodate maximum of 2 electrons, so it will range from 1 to 2. If we are writing for p block elements, then it is written 1 to 6. For d block elements, d is written as 1 to 10, and for f block element, this f is written as 1 to 14. And the outermost shell electronic configuration for this s block element is nth s 1 to 2, this nth s2 np 1 to 6, and for d block element it is ns2 and n minus 1 d1 to 10. For f block elements it is ns2 n minus 1 d0 to 1. Please remember this, it is 0 to 1 only, and this is the n minus 2 f1 to 14. So these are the outer shell electronic configuration for these sp, d and f block elements. These are written after the previous noble gas configuration that we will discuss later. So to remember this, outermost shell electronic configuration for these elements, that the s and p block elements have the same number as their periods having. However, d block element is followed the n minus 1 number. Suppose this, as we discussed earlier, this vanadium is having 23 and it belongs to the fourth period, but we will write it as 3d. In the next period, this molybdenum is of fifth period, but we write it as 4d. So d is followed by n minus 1 number, and the f is always followed by the n minus 2 period number. Say here, this 57 onwards, we are having 4 f elements or the lanthanide elements, and n for this period is 6. So n minus 2 means 4. Fourth f elements are placed outside this periodic table. For 7th means 5th F series is placed outside this periodic table. Now we are writing the electronic configuration, some more elements. So suppose I just want to write the electronic configuration for this calcium 20. So calcium 20, this is having electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. This is the electronic configuration for this calcium. Now I just want to show how to fill the electrons in these orbitals. So this is say 1s2, so 2 electrons are there, 2s2, 2 electrons in this shell, this is 2p, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 according to the Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. This is 3s2, so 1, 2, then we are filling all these orbitals in their increasing order of energy. 3p6, so p is having 3 different orbitals according to the magnetic quantum number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next is 4s2, 1 and 2. The application of this electronic configuration is that one can predict the group number and the period number for the element first, so that it is easy to recognize their properties. Secondly, one can estimate the magnetic behavior of that element. Say here for this calcium, all the electrons are paired, so the calcium atom is diamagnetic in nature. So when all the electrons are paired, such type of elements are repelled by the external magnetic field. Let us have an example of aluminium, which is having atomic number 13, and the electronic configuration for this aluminium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p1. So this is the electronic configuration for aluminium. If we draw the orbital two p6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So this is 2p6, 3s2 and then 3p1. This is, so in this atom it is having one unpaired electron, this one unpaired electron. So corresponding to this unpaired electron, this aluminium is paramagnetic in nature. So those elements which are having unpaired electrons are paramagnetic in nature, and such type of elements are attracted by the external magnetic field. In this way, you can write down the electronic configuration for any of the element of this periodic table. I hope you like this lecture. Thank you all.